Hello and welcome to the Album Man, and of course today it has been the 2-year anniversary since the great Ronnie James Dio died, as today, or at the time of recording certainly, it's the 16th of May 2012, and Ronnie James Dio died on the 16th of May 2010, and of course it was such a tragedy, to be honest. I don't think anyone, even though he'd been ill for a while, I don't think anyone really expected him to die, to be honest. But, certainly not that early. Obviously he'd die eventually. But, it's one of the great tragedies of metal, really. And unfortunately I never got to see him live. I was not too far off. Literally, I was actually he has announced a tour just before he's diagnosed. It was a Dio solo tour, effectively playing the best of Dio, which sounds wonderful. And literally on the day he was diagnosed, I was about to buy tickets for a date in that tour, but obviously it was cancelled because he was diagnosed with, stomach cancer. A weird tragedy, so I just wanted to make this video to, remember Dio, really. I'll show you the Dio albums that I own. I don't own that many Dio albums, but, I have, from the real early stuff, I have And Before Elf, there was Elves. I don't actually have any Elf yet. Really want to get Carolina County Ball, especially. But this is a really cool album. It's literally the earliest recordings of Dio you can get. And it's really quite interesting how his voice has evolved from that to, The Devil You Know. And then I have this album, which I just reviewed, Rainbow's Rising, and this is the deluxe edition, which I picked up for about £6 at a local CD store. Really good, one of my favourite albums ever. And then I have the double vinyl Rainbow on Stage, which was recorded after Rising. And this is the only live album of Dio's I actually own. A bit weird track selection, but, it's a good album. I think the track selection could have been better. I mean, it was after Rising, and, there were some tracks that should have been on it. And I have Long Live Rock and Roll on vinyl. This is actually my case. This is my dad's case. As my vinyl sleeves up there as a double gatefold. But, now I still own this album on vinyl. And of course I own my favourite Dio album, which is Heaven and Hell. Such a wonderful album. And then the Black Sabbath album after that, which was Mob Rules. Again, things like Falling Off the Edge of the World and Sign of the Southern Cross and Mob Rules. Then the, classic Dio solo album, Holy Diver. What an album that is. Stand Up and Shout, Rainbow in the Dark, Don't Talk to Strangers. Wonderful. And then I have here the deluxe edition of Dehumanizer. This is surprisingly cheap. It doesn't seem many people wanted to buy this, unlike the deluxe versions of Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell, which are really quite pricey and unfortunately can't afford yet. And same with the editions of Sacred Heart and Last in Line, which I actually don't own. I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to pick up the deluxe editions of those. So want to hear that. But yeah, Dehumanizer, I'm going to be reviewing that. And also the Devil You Know, which is the last album he ever unfortunately recorded. And that is my small little collection of Dio. I mean, I do have over here, I'm borrowing some Dio from my dad, which is the first Rainbow album, which is Blackmore's Rainbow, things like Man on the Silver Mountain, and Magica and Killing in this CD, Killing the Dragon, Magica and Killing the Dragon, which I'm certainly going to listen to over the next week odd. But the greatest vocalist of all time and the grandfather of metal vocals and metal, in my opinion. So, if you haven't already, play some Dio. If you're playing it on YouTube, if you're playing it on your hi-fi, your iPod, your MP3, your phone, it doesn't matter. Just play some Dio, celebrate his name, and, if you play Dio at least on, you know, every year on this day for the rest of your life, and get your children to do the same and so on, then Dio will never die and he will be immortal, because as long as people keep on playing his music, he will never die. So, long live rock and roll.